She didn't have like a set curriculum.
Never do.
There was no booklet. I mean, she had like a kit, she whatever you needed, the products, like to do the style. She provided all of that, of course. But she just had her model. She showed us her technique, break it down. We did what she did. Well, first we stood over her and watched her
while she was doing it.
And then she allowed us to record her. She was like, come in, record what you need. Obviously, you don't post it nowhere because this is a paid class.
Yeah, it's a paid class.
But yeah, it's whatever you need to get, whatever questions you have. This is hands-on. We have this certain amount of time allotted. So until you get this technique down pat, we here.
You can keep doing it, yeah.
And I mean, it worked. I mean, I still have the videos. I don't need them. I'm pretty good with seeing something, and once I do it, I can remember it. But I still have the reference. But
that way you can go back to it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But there was no booklet, nothing. She gave you a little certificate at the end.
It was the same thing with me with that teeth whitening class.
Yeah,
paid $1,000 for the class. I brought her brother in as my model. We worked on it, and it wasn't no pamphlet, no nothing. Like it wasn't. I wish there was some type of material that I could have took home to like look at.
Sit over.
Yeah, but it wasn't. But at the end of it, I just got the certificate, and that was it.
Because that, like you saying that it was hands-on, that's one thing that I was thinking about. Like, are we gonna want to do something like that also?
Well,
to where, like, I know right now
bring their own model.
I know right now mostly it's like a look and learn, but I feel like it's better for people to like grasp it when they're working on it. You know, so. I don't know if that's something we want to be able to do too.
How would you like want to incorporate it in there, like in that way?
It would literally have like if with the braiding, it's a little bit more difficult because I know you probably have to have like multiple people on the same head, like 2 people.
Is that a thing?
Not at all. I mean, yeah.
So you can, so that way it's not like so time consuming, because if you're letting every single person.
Well, if we do mannequin heads, then that would be easier than having a physical person because at this point you're just playing in their hair.
Yeah.
They ain't really getting no style because you don't know what you're doing.
And you ain't braiding too hard or no shit like that either.
Which is probably what
I'll that could be something where
a mannequin.
Because I'm like, I don't want to have nobody.
Because I feel like that was one thing when I went to a look and learn. I wish I would have been able to like, not just see. Sometimes you want to be able to be hands-on and just be like, okay, so if I try this.
Did you pay for that?
The look and learn, yeah.
Wait, so you went to the look and learn, you didn't touch nothing?
No, you just literally, they were
just looking.
You just looking and learning.
So it's like sitting in the classroom, essentially.
That's how Chris Bosio's look and learn was. You literally just saw him go through the whole spiel of a fade.
But you never got to do none yourself?
No, you didn't do it yourself. That was a different, they had like a different thing.
That's a different
for that.
class?
Yeah, but they didn't do it here in Atlanta. They did it somewhere else. Like when they went to the Orlando Expo and shit, like they did a class like that.
That's when
where
they had
people,
models
where people had models. One of my friends went to that. Then he took his friend and like they were teaching you how to fade, and then they were also watching you fade. So when you were doing certain things, they could correct it. Exactly.
But that's what that's the hands-on part that I wanted to make sure that we did, because we visual people to where if I see you doing it, like all of us have that. I can see a video or watch it a few times and just grasp the concept and then just try to do it myself. But it is better when you have a professional over you to be able to tell you, okay, that can be done better if you just, like you did with my hands, just tighten it up here or just open the guard a little bit more here, or just like use the edge of the guard rather than the whole thing, because that's where barbers be fucking up. They use the whole guard instead of using that
corner. Yeah. It's just the whole guard is needed sometimes, but not when you're gonna try to fade in intricate sections.
How would you do that with cutting hair though?
That's what I'm kind of thinking at, because it's like I'm basically what I would have to do is like fade one side, teach you, go through it, and then like the other side I could let somebody try doing.
Yes.
Or if they bring their own model, then they can go as I go.
So how does that work?
You get what I'm saying?
Cutting hair, like.
My thing is like,
right? I feel like
I'm teaching the business and marketing part.
Got me into like, because I can cut hair in 30 minutes. So he's like, you gotta teach.
You gotta teach them.
He's like,
because they can make more money
and that's what I'm like, because I literally took like a whole year and a half of like trying to figure out what shortcuts I need to take and what it is that you really, what kind of system you really have to have to execute it in 30 minutes.
Yeah.
So that's where I'm like, okay, now that I've executed that and I'm able to know what the system is, how do I teach that system?
Right.
So that's where I'm like,
Right.
fuck. Like now every haircut that I'm doing, I'm like, okay,
Trying to kind of
how do I
How can
simplify
hell
this
yeah.
for
Hell
like
yeah.
somebody who's learning as a beginner? Because I told them the biggest thing is I'm literally teaching you the opposite of what you're told when you first jump into this.
To
you
be
have to unlearn
honest,
all of that.
Yeah, you have to like not
I
go
told
by
her
all that.
she going against the way that she taught me how to fade hair in 30 minutes goes against everything that I learned
Everything
in
you're
barber
taught
school.
in barber school, and even everything I was taught by other barbers,
Yep.
because
That
that's how
too.
they teach you.
Yeah, you
Even-
still got the same outcome.
Even the YouTube, like we
Yeah.
watched a YouTube tutorial yesterday, and I was like, I don't want to do that because I feel like every single barber is showing you how to fade that way
Mhm.
when they're not. I don't know. They're not
It
teaching
can
you.
be faster.
What
if you
one
do
thing
it
to
that
me that was that really sat in my head is I had a barber that was like, he was like, he was like, the real money, you gonna make real money when you can execute the haircut quicker.
Right.
Because if you're only taking an hour and it takes you that long to do one person, like how many people are you gonna get in throughout the day? You know what I'm saying?
But not bullshit haircuts.
Yeah, but not bullshit.
Right,
with it.
right. You like
Like, cause
really-
that's also another thing. Cause some people think like, oh, if it's 30 minutes, it's not quality.
Mhm.
Like, I mean,
Yes, it is.
Yes, it is if it's done by the right person. You know, because
Right, and that's what anything.
it took
Yeah.
4 or 5 years for me to have the experience to know how to do that. So
Right.
that's the only reason why I can do it in 30 minutes. It's not because I just quickly know how to do it in 30 minutes. You know,
Right.
like I've seen those barbers that just try to execute it quick, and then the outcome is like half-assed.
Yes.
And that's what you don't want.
And that's why I went at first when you was like 30 minutes of haircut, that's what was in my head. Cause I done seen niggas do it, but it's choppy and they don't give a fuck and they just trying to get your money and get you out the chair.
Exactly.
With braiders, can they do that? Do people do that? With braiding? Like, do people like try to do it fast?
Well,
And, like, is
I
that
feel like with braiding, I mean, I guess you can try to do it fast. I just feel like either you got it or you don't.
yeah. It
'cause
depends on the
takes-
person.
It depends on the person. Like, I don't think I've ever been this. I mean, there are people who braid fast, but I feel like those people, it's muscle memory because of the way our hands move. We're
Yeah.
moving in the same motion the whole time, whereas I
Okay.
feel like y'all are kind of, moving around a little bit more.
It's still muscle memory. though.
But yes,
Yeah.
for sure.
But with that
Um,
system, it's muscle memory.
So like some people, they can just literally
When
just
you
be
have a
braid and not
system.
even, like super fast. So,
Yeah, that I've seen where they don't even gotta
right.
look at the
And
scalp.
that
They
just
just
comes
do
with
that shit. And I'm
time.
like,
That's
I
practice.
didn't used to braid as fast as I do now, but I'm the same. Like I can see my speed.
that is one thing where I
increasing.
was telling
Yeah.
him like, if we're okay, because he told me he can do retwist in an hour and a half.
Yeah.
That's
now I
insane.
can.
I can
For
do
people.
it.
Most
Mine's
people,
about-
I know they sit there for 2 hours to 3
Yeah,
hours. You know
depending on
what
how
I'm saying?
thick your hair is, how many locks you
Yeah,
got.
oh
For me,
God, that's the thing. 'cause
it could take an hour and a half to 3 hours.
two-
But like I was
Yeah, it
telling him,
depends.
if we have all developed systems to where we do it quicker than most people in our industry,
That's
that is something to advertise.
It really
that
I
is.
would love to
something-
teach like knotless braids, like
Yeah,
how to
because that
pre-part
go
and all
crazy.
that shit. Like
that is crazy. I'm telling you, I know one person who does a class like that in Dallas though. That's the only person I know who does a class for knotless braids where they like lay it out for you for real. They don't even. I haven't even seen it here.
I would love to do that. Show them how to part and quicker ways to part.
promise
like,
you.
all kind of shit.
Bruh, that right there.
They would kill the game.
It's
Man,
simple for you
The
and
braids I just did yesterday.
God damn! What the fuck? They long as shit. How long did that
They were
take?
like right probably at the top of her butt, but she's short too. So
That's still long.
How long does that?
this took me probably about 9 hours actually.
That's
Her hair is thick
shit.
also, so it depends again on the size
Yeah,
of your
she got-
head,
she got a lot of
how much
hair.
hair you got. Some people have really small heads with thinner hair.
And how you want the parting to be
Right,
too.
the size of the parts. I've done larger braids, but so and I finally come up with the technique for myself also to get
Oh,
my
see.
braids straight at the root. So before when you do
Nice.
knotless braids, people always fed in on the same side, so the braid would like twist at the
Mhm.
root, so they were all kind of
It will slide out eventually, right? Oh, no.
They're not gonna slide out.
Okay.
That's bad.
Okay.
That is
Definitely don't go to them.
Oh, that looks awesome.
But yeah, so I'm like, I want to be able to teach people, new techniques and stuff like that. I used to train when I worked at Marriott, so I feel like I have patience to do this type of thing.
I definitely got the patience.
Y'all can help me with the patience.
You have Sean. You gotta learn to have more patience.
I don't. What? It depends on the situation.
Because when you
You
grown,
said
it's different.
what?
Like kids don't know no better.
You said what? Like you're not supposed to have patience for the.
It depends on the situation. Like if you already know better, that's different. But we talking about adults here.
That's the thing. That's I'm like.
You know what
That's
I'm saying?
one thing where I was like, okay, now we're talking about comprehension.
Yep,
Right, 'cause now you
basically.
stupid.
Now it's like, how do you simplify this to like the most like, you know, like dumbest person, beginner person, like
Me, the old me. I told you, because when I got in barber college, I didn't pick up a clipper for 3 weeks.
Yo, I should
Somebody
not have
had
to.
just fucked me up. I didn't want to do that to anybody. I was traumatized. I didn't want to touch nobody. I really didn't. So you got to be able to teach that person.
Fuck.
The person who don't want to fuck nobody up.
I really don't want to teach the person who don't know shit about guards. I'm just.
Right, I feel like you should have just.
You
a
should have
little
certain knowledge before you come to me.
Even me,
Nah,
like, I don't
man,
play hair, but I've done
y'all.
undercuts
Those
for
are
people.
expectations. Y'all gotta kill that shit.
But
Straight
no,
up.
but it like okay, listen, look.
No, I'm just
I never went to a
saying.
class and didn't have certain knowledge on certain like
my
otherwise.
sister want to go to a class. She's 15.
Ah,
She
damn,
would
that's
be, you would be
different.
teaching her
No, but that would
everything.
be
like that's good.
that would
A
have
look
to
and
be
learn
like
would
oh
be
that
good.
would
It
have to,
would. It
To
would be
start
great.
her off if you don't know.
but it would have to
nothing.
be like a specific beginner class, bro. Because if I have to
Yeah.
literally
You don't want to mix class.
I gotta
Like
teach
the
you.
level, the levels.
yeah, because
okay.
you get what I'm saying? Because then other people who know guards and shit, they gonna look at it as like
Why are we going
okay,
over this?
I
We
already
ready to move
yeah,
on.
like this is beginner ass shit. Like
Like I'm teaching you shit.
if
you
you're
should already
interested
know.
in barbering, you should know these certain
Basic
things
Even by watching
before.
videos, like you
Yeah.
ain't necessarily gotta have physically cut hair before, but you like, man, I watch the videos, I see, you know what they be doing.
Ah man, now you're making me feel like fuck. You're
But
right.
hey, that
I gotta
mean-
say, what if there is like 3 people that come in, they don't know fucking shit
It's
about guards? I'm
possible.
gonna have to be like, damn.
This is coming to my head. I don't know why, but in the Eventbrite section, I'm gonna cut this out or whatever. You can put a video of whatever you want. You know what I'm saying? You just gotta put it in Vimeo, right? What y'all talking about is people who don't even know basic shit. Is there a way you can? I know it's a way you can be like, okay, this is the number, this is the ball line, boom, picture of the ball line. This is a half guard, boom. Because if you're giving them a little bit, then it's like, oh, they're gonna go even more in depth with it in a class. Or I don't know how you would do that. Well, yeah.
Okay, I see what you're
with
saying.
braiding, like, okay, this is the beginning of how you would hold the braid, or
Right.
begin like a
And I
little
see those videos
sample, a
all
little
the time
trailer.
on Instagram.
I can do that right now. That's probably why we doing this, because I can do that right now and put. Well,
If
you
I
gonna
had
put the
some hair,
video
I'd put a
together.
braid
'cause,
and sell his hair right now. And
for real, you know what I'm saying? We can just get that on camera, high definition. I'll get it on the other camera too.
You
and
have
on
the
phone.
mannequin already, so you just have to do like
Yep.
like a few parts on the mannequin.
yeah.
Yeah.
I can get a video of like you doing a few parts on the mannequin. Are you doing a facial in the class?
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah. I'm doing a facial in this class.
so yeah. Well, luckily I have enough content if you do facials.
Oh, for sure.
I can throw that on there.
Yeah. But that's just, I'm teaching them that because, like, bruh, it's something about facials with my clients where that's just easy, quick money, real quick.
Yeah.
Go ahead and get it.
And sometimes they just come in randomly like, do you have time for that?
Yeah.
And I'm just like, fuck yeah.
Hell yeah, that's 2
If you
seconds.
want to have time for that, let me go ahead and get this other service.
So, let's go ahead and go to the suite, make the video. You know what I'm saying?